Shalom, Gabe Greenberg here in New Orleans, Louisiana, learning with you today the commentary of the Torah Temimah on the weekly Torah portion. This week, Parsha Chaye, Sara. We're going to be looking at a verse in Genesis chapter 24, verse 1. Va'avraham Zaken, Avraham Avinu, Abraham, the great patriarch, was old, Zaken. Ba b'yamim. He was getting on in days, getting on in years. It's really a synonym for he was old. V'Hashem berach et Avraham bakol. And God had blessed Abraham with everything. There's a lot of Midrashei Agadah on the latter part of the verse. What does it mean to say that God blessed Abraham with everything? But we're going to be looking at a Midrash on the first part of the verse. It's from the Talmud, Tractate Bava Metzia, Daf Pei Zayin Amud Aleph. The Midrash, which the Torah Temimah cites, says as follows: Va'avraham Zaken, Abraham was old. Ad Avraham lo have zikna. Up until Avraham, there was no such thing as being old, as zikna, as being elderly. We're going to have to think about what that means. And interestingly, you should know contextually, when this passage that I'm about to quote is concluded in the Talmud, it's followed with a similar related idea about Abraham's grandson, Jacob, that up until Yaakov, there was no such thing as growing sick before you died in old age, that people would simply one day sort of fall down dead. And there's related midrashim that say that that would happen with a sneeze. That's a conversation for another time. Back to our midrash. Ad Avraham lo have zikna. Until Avraham, there was no such thing as being elderly. And this had some interesting repercussions. Man da have bai la ishtai bahade Avraham. When someone would want to come and speak with Avraham, have mishtai bahade Yitzchak. They would accidentally speak with his son Isaac. Now that is related to another midrashic idea, that Abraham and Isaac were identical. So if Abraham the father and Isaac the son were identical, and Abraham did not age, so that means that they would look identical. So you wanted to talk to the father, you'd accidentally talk to the son. Or beYitzchak have mishtai ba'Avraham. Or if you wanted to talk to Isaac, you would accidentally talk to Avraham. Ata Avraham ubai zikna. Avraham came and requested from God the concept of being elderly, of looking older. Shene'amar v'Avraham zaken ba biyamim, as we learn from our very verse here in Chaye Sara, that Avraham was old on in his years. Now, Rav Baruch Epstein is now, in his commentary, the Torah Temimah, going to ask some questions on this midrash. First of all, there's a Gemara elsewhere in Tractate Sanhedrin which says that there's three ways that people are differentiated from one another, and one of these is in how they look. So how are you going to say that Avraham and Isaac looked identical? That's his first question. Well, there is another Gemara and midrashic idea elsewhere that says that it's true, generally people look different, but mipnei shehakadosh baruch hu tsar tzurato shel Avraham beyitzchak mipnei harnon shema Avimelech nit abra Sara. There's an idea elsewhere that God made Isaac, Abraham and Sarah's son, identical to Abraham. Why? Because there were rumors that Isaac was really a result of an offspring between Sarah and Avimelech, based on a story that happens elsewhere in Tanakh. And to make it clear to everyone that Isaac was Abraham's son and not Avimelech's, God made a unique instance here that Isaac really was identical to Abraham. So our question can remain, the sort of idea here can remain, that Isaac and Abraham were identical. That is why everyone would mistake one for the other. But now we have another question. Maishna ad Avraham lo have zikna. How can you say that there was no such thing as zikna, as being old, as old age, until this moment with Avraham? Hamatzinu kama pa'amim te'or zikna ad Avraham. We've actually seen several times in Tanakh, several times in the narrative up until now, people have been described as zaken, as old. For instance, in last week's Parsha, Parshat Vayera, we saw that the entire town of Sodom closed in on Lot and his house, and the description there was minar v'ad zaken, from young to old, zaken, the elderly. So what does it mean to say that Avraham only now is the first to be old? We saw in last week's Parsha that there were people described as old, as zaken. Uba Avraham gufei ktiv, and even Avraham himself, earlier in the narrative, was described as old by Sara. Va'adoni zaken, my husband is old. Imken, my ulme de pasuk zeh mehakodmim. So why is it only now, on our verse in chapter 24 in Chaye Sara, that we have this midrash which says, oh, finally there was this new concept of being old in the world. Kvar he'ir al zeh, and by the way, the Torah Temimah, he notes, is not the first to notice this problem. The Maharsha, several centuries earlier, had discussed it, but now we're going to hear the Torah Temimah's answer. Yesh lamar bi'ur ha'inyan di'ikar ha'diyuk mikfelat lashon inyan zikna dektiv kan zaken babi amim. He says, first of all, to really understand what's happening here, you have to note it's the main learning that the Midrash is doing is on the repetition of the two phrases, zaken and babi amim, old and on in years. And really, if we want to understand it, we have to take both into account. Yesh lecha adam shehu bezikna ve'eno ba biyamim. You have people who can appear as old, but they're not yet ba biyamim. They're not actually old in years. They look it before their time. V'yesh sheba biyamim ve'eno bezikna. And there's other people who are old chronologically, they've lived many years, but they don't yet have the signs of old age. Ki lifamim yesh adam shehaseva zarka bo kodem zmano. There's people on whom old age is sort of thrust upon them before their years. Hainu she'enu ba od li mezikna. They're not yet elderly in years. V'hu mirov tsar v'yagia. But they've had a lot of pain. They have a lot of striving. A lot of, they worked very hard in their life. A lot of tsuris, we might say. Ulehefech, yesh adam sheba biyamim, v'adayin lo nira bo simnei zikna, and other people, the other side of the coin, who have lived many years, but for whatever reason, they don't look it. They don't show their age. Ulefi zeh have hakavana kan, and that is what the Midrash means here regarding Avraham. She'afal pi shekodem Avraham gam kein hayazikna. It's true, there was old age before Avraham. Ach lo haita nikeret b'simaneha. But people didn't look old before Avraham. V'rak Avraham mipnei shechafatz sheyavdilu oto beheker panim meyitzchak. And it was only Avraham who wanted to be recognizably different than his son Isaac, because remember, this is all motivated by the notion that people were mistaking them. So Avraham said, I don't want to be mistaken for my son, and I know my son doesn't want to be mistaken for me. Bikesh me'akadosh baruch hu shetiyeh zikna nikeret bo. He requested from God that he be distinguishable. And how so? Through his old age. V'zehu sha'amar v'Avraham zaken ba biyamim. And that is why this double language of him being both zaken, old, and ba biyamim, up in his years. Shahaya etzlo shnei minei zikna. He wanted both elements. He both had already lived many years, but now he wanted it to be recognized. He wanted to look old and elderly. Hainu sheba biyamim v'gam haita hazikna nikeret bo. He had lived many years, and now he wanted the signs of old age to be recognizable. Here, the Torah Temimah, Rav Baruch Epstein has done a very beautiful thing. He has combined these several midrashic ideas into one understandable and coherent narrative. Avram had lived many years. He wanted now for the signs of old age to be distinguishable in him so that he and his son would not be mistaken one for the other. And in so doing, he called into the world this new reality of people both being able to live a long time and also have the signs of old age be upon them. I think this is a sort of relevant midrash and discussion for nowadays. We have this notion that 60 is the new 50, 70 is the new 60, 80 is the new 65, etc. People are living longer and longer, please God, and both mainly due to technology and medicine and lifestyle and wealth for those who have it, they're able to be active into later and later years. So this tension between what does it mean to be old? What does it mean to have lived a long time, but yet not show some of the signs of old age seems as relevant now as ever. So we're grateful to the Torah Temimah and Chazal, the sages, for pointing out this discussion to us vis-a-vis Avraham in our Parsha and Chaye Sara. Always a pleasure learning with you. More next week.